What's going on, people? Um, I wanted to share something with you guys I thought was interesting. Um, and hopefully it helps you with that specific thing. But first, I want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ for all that He's done for me personally. Um, and I will always give Him glory for things that I've learned and things that I progressed in and things that uh, challenge an individual every day and stuff like that, and being able to understand things from a different perspective um, is my mentality, and I give all the credit to the Lord Jesus Christ for allowing me to feel and think the way I do. But I thought that this was interesting, and I wanted to keep it simple. Is identifying self-healing in youth, because when it gets to adults, it's certain things that that change and stuff like that. But this is for people who are not aware of self, because there's some people out here that think self-healing is putting a band-aid on a wound. So this is for people who really don't have a real good understanding of what that is and identifying it in youth. All right. Self-healing is a real thing that some people explore consciously and unconsciously. A characteristic in young people and even in adults. One of the characteristics, like if you have a group of kids, right? And there's always a kid or two that's out in the distance. They play by themselves. They're very fine with being by themselves. They're very fine, they're happy with being a loner. And sometimes we notice that in young kids. Oftentimes, those kids like, oh, he's weird, or he don't, he's always doing that or whatever, and we overlook those things. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we need to pay more attention to those things, because sometimes those children become very special. And if you can identify that early, and give them the support that they need, sometimes their life will be different, because sometimes what happens is they grow up and have to deal with all these challenges, trying to identify who they are and why they think the way they think, and so on and so forth. But so when a child has a sibling but plays by himself and seems to be in his own world, so to speak, that can be a characteristic that the youth is self-healing in some type of way, consciously or even unconsciously. And even in adults, sometimes we do things that we consider them a healing too, I guess. And sometimes we're often not right in the way we heal. By identifying these things can help you progress in areas and maybe change the way you heal in that manner. Understand the personalities in youth who do not truly understand positive or constructive emotional communication or output. So sometimes, like when youth get when they're young, and even in adults, like we get angry about something, or I don't want to use angry, but we get like upset about something. Sometimes the way we express our discomfort about it is we emotionally act out, or we emotionally respond in the wrong way, and that oftentimes just adds more negative perception to you. So understanding when a child is doing it because he don't know how to express his emotions will help you look at the situation more differently, and help them in different areas that will truly help them deal with their emotional communication. Um, learning the importance of patience and managing anxiousness, thinking and emotions associated with it. Now, sometimes when you're on a road of progression, right, and sometimes uh, what you're going to do and what you want to do or the path that you're taking. Um, you can deal with emotional challenges, and sometimes anxiousness. But just because you grew doesn't mean you're not going to have challenges. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have challenges, and sometimes we forget in that moment of or in that period of growth that anxiousness is also a challenge too, because sometimes you can get so excited about what you want to do, and because of certain reasons that you're not able to do it at that moment, it can cause a bit of depression, because like a stagnation, for example, stagnation, but it can cause the person depression because they're not doing what they love to do, and sometimes that can be a challenge that we unconsciously overlook. Um, So even in growth, you face challenges and being able to identify emotions from them. Stagnation, and how sometimes that can cause a state of depression because it prevents the person from doing what they love to do. So even as in a child, um, when a child is not able to do what they love they do over a certain period of time, they can start to be depressed about it. Um, and this can go into many things, but because they're young and sometimes they don't have a belief that they can come and talk to their parents. Oftentimes with kids, that's always a challenge for them, um, and for adults. But also they start to self heal, and when they start to self heal, if they don't get the right support young, um, they can deal with a lot of things later on in life. So identifying these things in youth while they're young will make a big difference. So I thought that was interesting, something that I learned, and I thought I would share that. So I hope this helps somebody or gives somebody a different perspective of self-healing, and also pass it along to people who are not aware of what the term is or what it is, because maybe it could help their family. So I give God all the glory. Salute.